Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Therefore, how can we create morning routines that are consistent with this Stoic appreciation of life? We provide a morning ritual today that is based on the Stoic knowledge of setting the tone for a calm and productive day. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you liked the video so that you can help me to continue spreading the Stoic philosophy. If you are not subscribed, I recommend you to subscribe and activate the bell so you don't miss any video. Number 1. Consider the temporal nature of life. The profound realization and acceptance of the transient nature of everything is one of the cornerstones or pillars of Stoic philosophy. Spend a time each morning soaking in this reality before the world starts to clamor. Look for a peaceful spot to sit where you won't be bothered. Make sure you have an erect but comfortable posture, a tangible representation of the harmony between alertness and tranquility that you strive for. Shut your eyes and picture the vastness of the cosmos. Imagine stars birthing and dying, galaxies whirling in the temporal dance. Imagine the world as a tiny dot in this cosmic ballet. Consider the growth and fall of civilizations while thinking about this, the rivers that have built pathways and the mountains that have stayed tall. Now narrow your perspective and consider your existence as a single blip in the vast scale of things. The purpose of this visualization is to make viewers aware of how fleeting and priceless life is, not to minimize our importance. Realizing the fleeting essence of life is a profound reminder. It first emphasizes how important every day is. When we really understand how short life is, we make the decision to put the important things ahead of unimportant disputes and diversions. This kind of thinking gets you ready to face the day with a stronger feeling of purpose when you wake up. This daily practice is really about embracing the present with love, reverence, and action, rather than facing mortality head-on with fear. As Seneca so wisely said, "Life is long if you know how to use it." And so by grounding our mornings in this practice, we remind ourselves to live each day fully meaningfully and with grace. Number 2, maintain a journal of your thoughts. Journaling, which has its roots in Stoic practice, is an intimate dialogue with oneself rather than merely a means of documenting happenings. It's a grounded, introspective, and occasionally cathartic act. Simply putting ideas on paper may have a profoundly transforming effect. Select a diary that speaks to you first. This might be a straightforward journal, a sophisticated diary, or an electronic file. This is your sacred space, free from outside expectations and criticism. Here is where your unadulterated and uncensored ideas can freely flow. Write down the initial ideas that cross your head every morning. They could be dreams from the past, residual emotions from the day before, or hopes for the day to come. This first leak helps to declutter the mind, similar to clearing the courtyard of leaves. Next, turn your attention to thankfulness. It's simple to become entangled in the vast fabric of life by our desires or by what we lack. However, Stoicism teaches us the importance of living in the now. Enumerate 3 genuine things for which you are thankful. Whatever it is, the comfort of your blanket, the smile of a loved one, or the simple fact that every day is a fresh beginning. Go beyond thankfulness and engage in introspection. Think about a Stoic concept or a personal dilemma. Consider the following. Are my actions consistent with my values? Where did I make an impulsive decision yesterday instead of using logic? What can I do differently today? This is a self-awareness and growth activity rather than a self-criticism one. Finally, use your journal to write down your objective for the day. Jot down a brief declaration or pledge grounded in the Stoic principles of discernment, bravery, equity, and moderation. This acts as your moral compass, directing your judgments and behaviors all day long. Keep in mind that your journal is a mirror that reflects your inner life. It is a friend, a mentor, and a tool. Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, one of the most influential Stoic texts, started as his personal journal. It was his way of reminding himself of Stoic principles, of understanding his actions, and of navigating the complexities of life. Number 3. Every day make ambitions, not goals. Although intentions and objectives both direct our course, they do so in quite different ways. Goals are essentially future-focused, with an emphasis on objectives, successes, and outcomes. They offer a place to go. On the other hand, intentions shed light on the trip. They are firmly anchored in the current moment, our beliefs, and the everyday person we strive to be. Fundamentally, Stoicism highlights the difference between our controllable and uncontrollable circumstances. Objectives frequently relate to outside results, may occasionally occur beyond of our control. Even with our best intentions, unanticipated problems sometimes happen. Plans, nevertheless, are firmly rooted in our dominion. They serve as regular reminders of our individual ideals, a deliberate decision on our preferred method of navigating the world, independent of outside factors. After writing to clear your head, consider the sort of day you want to have when you start your morning. Ask yourself, who do I intend to be today, instead of concentrating on the things you need to get done? Do you plan to exercise patience, accepting each moment as it arises and not hurrying it? Do you plan to show compassion for others as well as for yourself, keeping in mind that everyone is going through their own struggles? Or maybe you want to be brave enough to move outside of your comfort zone and take on difficulties head-on. Put these goals in writing. It may appear that I will be speaking less today. I will find moments of stillness in the middle of the commotion, or I will approach confrontations with understanding. These aren't tasks to be ticked off. They are reminders of the character you aspire to embody. As Seneca beautifully put it, it does not matter what you bear, but how you bear it. Intentions are our daily compass in this endeavor. They direct our responses, choices, and activities. They transform from passive goals into decisions that actively impact our day. By establishing daily intentions, you are committing to values rather than results. Success is determined by how you behave, react, and interact with others rather than by the things you do. It's a fundamental shift of perspective that fits in nicely with Stoic wisdom and guarantees that you have a clear picture of your particular journey, no matter how unpredictable the day may be. Number 4, accepting uncomfort. In the contemporary world, comfort is now taken for granted and used as a gauge of advancement. However, the Stoics, with their deep insight, understand that the unquestioning pursuit of comfort may stand in the way of one's ability to evolve as a person. They held that purposeful exposure to little discomforts is a good way to build resilience, strengthen the soul, and make sure you're ready for life's inevitable setbacks. A Stoic philosopher, Seneca, once advised, set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, if it's the condition that I feared. The main goals of this were to free ourselves from the bonds of reliance on outside comforts, and to remind ourselves of our inherent strength rather than to encourage needless suffering. Consider tiny methods to create deliberate discomfort as you begin your day. Perhaps a cold shower would wake you up and stimulate your senses. This action functions as a symbolic baptism, in addition to encouraging physical attentiveness, removing the stagnation and reassuring you of your ability to persevere and prosper. Or maybe it's deciding not to have coffee after the first cup. Reminding yourself that motivation and willpower originate from yourself, not from outside sources. More introspective exercises, such as devoting 10 minutes to meditation on a difficult experience in the past, may also be of interest. Appreciating the fortitude you showed and the development that resulted from it. Or choose to cycle or walk rather than drive to work, appreciating the physical exertion as a sign of your body's potential and allowing oneself to be present in the surroundings. There are 2 goals here. Firstly, these everyday acts of agony serve as mind and spirit training. Similar to how a sportsman works their physique, we prepare ourselves for life's bigger, unexpected difficulties by routinely pushing ourselves in tiny ways outside of our comfort zones. Secondly, they offer context. We become more appreciative of our comforts when we periodically choose not to enjoy them, and realize they don't serve as the pillars of our serenity or happiness. By letting go of needless dependence and embracing a stoic feeling of freedom that comes from understanding, that true contentment is independent of outside circumstances. You are drawing from a deeper reservoir of power. Number 5. Engage in meditation and mindfulness practices. While mindfulness and Stoicism may have different cultural origins, mindfulness comes from Eastern traditions, while the former is rooted in ancient Greece. Their emphasis on leading a purposeful and focused life is where they harmoniously merge. The Stoics were acutely aware of the impermanence of the present, and they held that most misery in human history results from compulsive thinking about the past or worrying about the future. Epictetus wisely stated, "Men are disturbed not by things but by the views which they take of them." He made references to the strength of the present moment and the significance of our views in this. Make time in the morning to practice mindfulness or meditation in a designated area. This need not entail reciting mantras or sitting in lotus position, unless that is how you feel. It's all about putting oneself in the present moment. Choose a peaceful area and assume a relaxed stance. Shut your eyes and focus your thoughts within. Begin by just paying attention to your breathing, noting how your chest rises and falls or how air passes through your nose. The breath that is always present acts as a grounding force for the present. When your thoughts stray, as they frequently do, gently return your focus to your breathing without passing judgment. After you're comfortable, raise your awareness to your body's sensations. Feel your body's weight against the floor or chair. Take note of the room's temperature and the texture of the material on your skin. Acknowledge these feelings without giving them a meaning. They simply are. Then, gradually go on to noticing your feelings and ideas, imagining them to be like clouds drifting over the sky or leaves floating on a stream. Detachment is crucial in this situation. You are the observer, not the participant. This approach is in perfect harmony with the Stoic emphasis on making a distinction between the events and our interpretations of them. Spend the last few minutes of your meditation thinking about a Stoic principle or quotation. For instance, you could ponder on Marcus Aurelius's words, "The universe is changing. Our life is what our thoughts make it." Allow this knowledge to give your entire being direction for the day's activities and responses. It's not only a soothing practice to include mindfulness and meditation in your daily routine. It's a practice in Stoicism to appreciate the moment as it is, recognizing the differences between internal and external reactions, and building a mental fortress of composure to withstand life's uncertainties. Number 6. Go over Stoic teachings repeatedly. Stoic beliefs provide profound insight that provides a timeless compass for living a life filled with grace, resilience, and purpose. But these lessons are more than just something to be read once and then forgotten. These are seeds of knowledge that need constant care to grow inside of us and show out in the things we do on a daily basis. Make it a practice to immerse yourself in the Stoic master's teachings every morning. These may be the pragmatist talks of Epictetus, the instructive and consoling writings of Seneca, or the contemplative reflections of Marcus Aurelius. Approach these books with regard and intention, as opposed to just reading them like any other book. You may begin by following the path that serendipity leads you on, choosing a section at random from a Stoic source, or using a book specifically designed for daily Stoic meditation. This method has an air of magic about it, frequently guiding you to a nugget of knowledge that feels eerily relevant to your current situation or the day that lies ahead. Once you've chosen a section, give it your whole attention, allowing each word and every emotion to strike a deep chord within you. Absorb its essence, see its message, and consider its consequences. What universal truths does this insight echo, and how does it apply to your life? You may find it helpful to write down your reflections after this time of reflection. Writing in a journal involves more than just writing. It is a contemplative act of translating ancient wisdom into a personal doctrine. As you write, the lesson may take on new dimensions for you. You could perceive it in the context of a recent experience or predict its applicability to an upcoming event. However, as Stoicism is primarily an action-oriented philosophy, putting it into practice is where this morning routine really shines. If the lesson for today emphasizes the fleeting nature of life, allow it to motivate you to savor each moment. Wear it as a shield against unjustified praise or criticism if it discusses the insignificance of outside opinions. Essentially, each Stoic lesson is an exhortation to do action, a reminder to sprinkle wisdom and virtue throughout your day. And think about talking about these lessons with friends or a community if you're lucky enough to share this Stoic journey with them. Participating in such conversations may deepen your awareness and promote a feeling of community development as you share personal thoughts and hear different opinions. Rereading Stoic lessons every morning is essentially a daily commitment to live a life of mindfulness, intention, and virtue rather than merely a reading exercise. The essential substance of learning, as the Stoics tell us, lies not only in comprehending, but also in embracing and living the wisdom. Number 7. Practice Amor Fati. Within the extensive fabric of Stoic knowledge, there is a shimmering thread, a concept so profoundly deep but deceptively straightforward. Amor Fati, or the love of one's fate. This is advice to passionately grasp all life has to offer, rather than to submit to passivity, whether it's happiness or sadness, success or failure. Along with the light welcoming a new day, life's uncertainties greet us every morning. Plans may not go as expected, hopes may be disappointed, or unanticipated difficulties may arise. It's in these moments that the Stoic principle of Amor Fati beckons us. It challenges us to really love everything that comes our way, not just tolerate it. For a few while, picture the liberation and independence that this viewpoint provides. Rather than moaning about hardship, I should be asking why this is happening to me. You may wonder how this may help you grow, or perhaps if this is precisely what you needed. Such a change does not lessen the significance of adversity. Instead, it highlights the bright spots, the lessons learned, and the resilience that results from them. Take a few minutes in the morning to mentally get ready for the day in order to practice Amor Fati. Think about the difficulties you could face. Consider them not as obstacles, but as essential parts of your path, carefully chosen by the universe to help you develop and define your personality. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In the embrace of Amor Fati, every event, no matter how trifling or monumental, is seen as a brushstroke in the masterpiece of our lives. It serves as a powerful reminder that we are not passive objects of fate, but rather conscious agents with the capacity to turn every situation into a chance for development, understanding, and thankfulness. Take this concept with you as you begin your day. Let Amor Fati be your compass, guiding you through storms with resilience, through sunny days with gratitude, and always forward with unwavering love for the journey that is life. Stoic wisdom does not include becoming emotionally repressed or leading an austere lifestyle. It's about building an inner citadel of serenity, realizing the nature of existence, and concentrating on the things we can control. Although these 7 exercises provide a methodical approach, allow Stoicism to be flexible in your life, changing and growing to suit your unique requirements. After all, as Marcus Aurelius noted, the best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Don't be the adversary to your own peace and well-being. Which one of these will you incorporate in your morning routine? Are you ready to start putting in your daily life these Stoic practices? Post your thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I am thankful for you joining us. And until next time, give these Stoic exercises your whole attention and see how they change your mornings and, eventually, your life.